Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here, and today we're recording episode number 11 of our Borussia Dortmund career mode series. So today we are into the transfer window, and right away guys, I did go and I asked for some extra funds from the board, and they didn't want to give me 40 million euros, which is kind of understandable. But then I did go back and I did put in another request, and I think we requested 20 million if we won everything. So not a big deal, but we should be able to do it still. And yeah, then we just move back on here. We advance, and the board would get back to us pretty much right away, and they'd say we can give you about 8 million euros. And I said, you know what, they're not going to give us any more, so why not? And then we moved on, and we're looking around here. We kind of want to get some players, and we did get a transfer offer for Aubameyang. I did put a bid on Lewandowski, and they wanted 29 million plus Aubameyang, and I said no, that's not going to happen. So Sevilla here wanted Aubameyang, so I countered them to 70 million euros, and then we moved on. They obviously aren't going to accept that, but we are going to want a lot of money for Aubameyang. So hopefully we'll be able to get that from one of the clubs that are interested in Aubameyang, and if not, then we get to keep an 85 rated striker. And Sevilla right away, they weren't even close, so I just rejected the bid because they're not even hitting the target for what Aubameyang's worth. So then, guys, we'd actually be going into my shortlist, and we'd be approaching Wolfsburg to try to buy a player, and that player would be Julian Draxler, and we would be offering no cash. We'd just be offering a straight-up trade, Shinji Kagawa, for Julian Draxler. And in my opinion, that's a great trade because it's just Draxler's younger and pretty much the same rating. So Arsenal here wanted Aubameyang. I countered them to 54.5 million euros, which is just above the target of what they think he's worth. And PSG were wanting to get him too. So I countered them. I said, you know what, they've got the money. Let's counter them to 60 million euros for Aubameyang, which is a good chunk of money. And if we can get that from them, yeah. But Arsenal went back and they accepted it right away. PSG offered us 58.5 million, but it didn't matter. And then we'd be moving on again, guys. So Aubameyang's getting sold, which is a big downer for us because he has been lighting it up for us. Nobody's been scoring quite like him. But on the bright side, guys, Wolfsburg would accept the transfer offer right away. But we were trying to get Bastian Schweinsteiger here because he's an 85 rated midfielder, and the deal just wasn't going through. So we go here to the contract for Draxler. We offer him exactly what he wants. 4 years, first team crucial, 120k a week on wage, and hopefully he'll accept that. So then, guys, we move on, and we needed to buy a backup striker because we had sold Aubameyang. So I'm looking here, and we're trying to get Edinson Cavani from Manchester City because they're not using him. They've got Benzema as their starting striker, and Cavani's barely getting any playtime. So Cavani could definitely be a big name player for us. And they want 26 million for Cavani. And you can see I was trying to get a bunch of different players. We got a transfer offer for Royce. It was Juventus offering us 47 million. I said give us 97 million for Royce. He's been our best player so far this season now that Aubameyang's gone. And then we go back down here. Man City wanted 26 million euros. We'd offer them 22, I think was what the final price was. Yeah, we'd offer them 22 million euros for their 85 rated 28-year-old striker. So not a bad rating there. There's obviously a couple better strikers, but it's not that big a deal. And then we tried to sell Sain to Southampton for 26 million, and something happened there and it didn't go through. But then we'd offer Cavani the exact contract he wanted with 200k a week, first team crucial on 2 years, and yeah, we'd be submitting the deal here. And I think Cavani will be he's not quite Aubameyang, but I think he'll be able to knock some good headers in and get on some rebounds. And yeah, then we're jumping in here, and we've actually got a Bundesliga game, and it's going to be against our hometown rivals, Borussia Mönchengladbach. and we'd be playing 6 minutes world class. We'd be starting Andre Schürrle at striker because we had no other strikers. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out considering we don't have any proper strikers. So today we got a win. We're sitting on top. We're only ahead by 2 points to Bayer Leverkusen. But if we can win today, it'll definitely bump us up even further. And I don't know, hopefully Bayer Leverkusen will lose or something like that, and we'll get an extra step on these teams because they are right on our tails, and we haven't had very much breathing room, really. But yeah, we'd kick off, and then the first chance of the game here would come just in the 11th minute. It would be Julian Draxler passing it over to Andre Schürrle. Andre Schürrle would run through, cut back, go across, and he'd pass it over, and Carlos Vela would knock in the pass. Just a great goal. And in the 13th minute, we go up 1-0 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So a pretty well set up goal. Schürrle had a nice pass there that got right through to Vela. And you can see, I think, yeah, Draxler made did a really good job there to kind of work the dummy there and make it look like he was going to touch the ball and then jump over it at the last second. But then, guys, the next chance would be here. We'd get a tackle in. Carlos Vela would pass it over to Draxler. Draxler would pass it to Royce. Royce would step through 2 players and just hammer the ball home. The goalie didn't have a chance on that one. And in the 35th minute, we go up 2-0 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. So again, just a great goal from Marco Royce. He's probably going to win Player of the Season now for us, just because Aubameyang's gone and he doesn't really have as much competition, considering that he's been playing for us the whole season so far. But yeah, guys, I have been keeping track of all the player ratings, and hopefully we'll be able to name a Player of the Season. But the halftime would end, we'd be up 2-0, and this is just a really solid start to the game, which was exactly what we were looking for. So then, guys, we'd be jumping into match facts, and you can see we were outplaying Borussia Mönchengladbach on literally every single category there on this match facts. So the game was going exactly the way we wanted it, and hopefully we'd be able to hold on and get this win here. But then in the 79th minute here, it almost was a red card there, but it would be Bernat sending a ball through to Royce. Royce would start running with it, and you could see that defender was tired and wasn't catching him. Royce would cut into the middle and just finesse shot this one home, or go off the post, actually, and then he would get the rebound. And that was a pretty funny goal because it's like, yes, Royce, come on, and then he'd miss it. Just sitting there going, oh no. And then the defender just completely screwed up there. You could see he kicked the goalie instead of the ball on the clearance. So that was a pretty funny goal to score. But yeah, then the final whistle would blow and we would win 3-0. So really solid game. Marco Royce had a great performance, 2 goals, and Schürrle gets an assist, Vela gets the other goal. So well done by the whole team there, and just again a solid win. So man of the match has to go to Marco Royce, 8.7 rating. He got 2 goals, and yeah, even though maybe Draxler could have had a slightly better debut, but it was okay. I thought Draxler played pretty well considering it was his first game at the club. So yeah, you could just see the match facts there one more time, and then we'd advance and we would be back into transfers. And the first transfer we'd get would be Edinson Cavani would accept his contract. So there you go. We finally bring in a decently big name striker. I was looking into Riyad Mahrez, but we just didn't end up having the money to do it. And then we came here to, we kind of need a backup left wing, or left mid / left back. So Rafael Guerrero, really good transfer for that. So we'd approach, and actually Rafael Guerrero did get signed by Dortmund already in real life. But then I'd be going through and I found a player that I needed. I couldn't play with Mkhitaryan. He was just not working for me. So we'd offer Henrik Mkhitaryan for Antoine Griezmann, and hopefully we'd be able to get Atletico Madrid to somehow want to send that deal through. And then another player I was looking for, I needed a backup midfielder because I was looking to sell Sahin. So the player I was looking for here would be Sami Khedira from Juventus because he's German. So we'd offer 12 million to Juventus for that, and hopefully we'll be able to get that because Sami Khedira did go for quite a bit more. But then we get back into it. Atletico Madrid want 27.5 million plus Mkhitaryan for this Antoine Griezmann deal. So I said, you know what, we'll pay you 20. That's the most we can give up here. Lorient would come back and say, give us $5.5 million for Rafael Guerrero. So I said, you know what, we'll pay you 5. It's kind of in between. It's actually on the lower side by a little bit. But then Atletico Madrid would accept. We give Griezmann the exact contract offer he wanted. So I think Griezmann's a fabulous player, and he's going to do a lot more than Mkhitaryan was doing for us. But you could see we didn't have the contract money to sign Schweinsteiger, and then we would actually be going back and we would sign Rafael Guerrero from Lorient. We'd offer him 50K as an important, or actually a squad rotation player on a 4-year contract. And maybe after a while, I know Rafael Guerrero has 84 potential, so maybe we could bump that up after a bit and he'd be more of an important first-team player or a starting first-team player. And yeah, so that's some pretty exciting stuff. We'd get an offer here from Marco Reus. For Man United, I said pay us $87 million if you want the man who's just been destroying the Bundesliga for us. He has been so fabulous this campaign. And Man United say we'll pay you $67.5, and I said that's not good enough. Reject the bid. Go on, Man United. You're not getting Reus from us. So this is a pretty exciting transfer window for the most part. We signed quite a few players, but there you can see Luis Suarez has moved to FC Bayern for 89 million euros. But then, guys, we'd be simming a match against Ingolstadt. We'd be playing with our second team, which wasn't as great. And yeah, we definitely need to win because it's in the Bundesliga again. Ramos would score in the 24th minute, and I don't think very much more happened in this match. We had a couple more goals. Ramos scored again right on the brink of halftime. And then after that, guys, they had a player injury, but we would get one more, and it would be Adrian Ramos again in the 71st minute. So man of the match has to go to Adrian Ramos. There's no question about it. Scoring a hat-trick in the Bundesliga is a pretty difficult thing to do. Usually it would only be Aubameyang doing that, but there you can see two of the biggest transfers this transfer window have been through our club. And then you could see we actually bought, or not we bought, Chelsea bought Nuri Sahin from us, but then we'd go and we'd offer a 20 million euro bid on the right back Danilo. We tried to buy Carvajal, but Carvajal actually rejected the contract offer from us, so we weren't too happy with him for that. But yeah, and we'd be looking into Danilo, a pretty solid signing. We need a younger right back. Piszczek's been great, but he just hasn't been. He's getting old, and we're looking for a younger replacement. But then, guys, we'd go and we'd be looking at the Sami Khedira deal that got rejected. So we'd offer Eric Durm, and then we'd also offer. How much money did we offer? I think we ended up offering around 7 or 8 million. Right here, I was still trying to pick a player. I hadn't picked Eric Durm yet. I was just trying to decide, okay, who's worth enough that we could make this deal go through. So there you go. Eric Durm worth 4.4 million. Then we'd offer 7 million euros. Oh, 6 million euros. Sorry, guys, for Sami Khedira. And I think they did end up accepting this deal. So Khedira is a pretty solid midfielder. He's got 90 strength, so definitely fit to play in the Bundesliga, especially with the kind of style that most teams play. But there you can go. Sahin went to Chelsea finally. We get an offer for Piszczek, and Juventus wanted 9.5 million for Khedira. But we would go and we would offer Danilo the contract that he wanted, plus a little bit more. So yeah, just to trying to get it to work here. And then you could see they wanted 9.5 million, so I think we ended up offering 7.5. No, we offered 7. Okay, so we'd offer 7 million euros plus Eric Durm for Sami Khedira, and I think that was it. There wasn't anything else. We had transfer offer for Piszczek. Everton not paying even close to what we wanted for Piszczek. We need over 8 million at least for him, and yeah, that just didn't even cut it there. So we'd move on. We'd be 6 hours left in the transfer window. We'd sim down even more. And Manuel Neuer would go to Real Madrid. This has been the craziest transfer window ever, guys. And then here you go. Danilo accepts our contract. So there you go. Another player into Borussia Dortmund. Sami Khedira would get his contract offer here from us. And we'd be looking to just sign another midfielder. And then we move on from there. So Danilo, we'd accept the bid there. we only had enough to just sign Khedira, and we'd move on, and we'd only have a couple hours left in the transfer window here. But Manuel Neuer, just the biggest transfers here for FC Bayern. They don't have a good goalie now, though, because I think Rane is at Napoli, and they don't have a backup, really. But another big thing was Lewandowski was possibly going to Barcelona here. But we signed Khedira, 100k left in our wage budget, so not very much money, but I know if we win the Bundesliga, we'll get quite a bit of cash to go into the next season. And with the team we've got right now, I think we can win the Bundesliga. I think we've got enough talent and depth in our team that we could do it pretty easily. Considering that we're sitting first right now and there aren't too many teams that are close to us, I think we've got a very good shot at winning the Bundesliga here in the first season. And I'm not sure yet with the Euros. It really just depends on how our draws work, and if we can get some not so good teams until the last couple rounds, then it'll make it a lot easier for us. But then we'd be moving stuff around here, guys, and you could see we just moved Draxler in and we put Guerrero in instead of Draxler. This was my second team here, and Khedira would go in for Julian Weigl. And after that, guys, I think we were just moving on to the next transfers here, or the last couple hours of the transfer window. So I was just messing around with my team here, but that was pretty much it, guys. So if you liked the video, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll have another Dortmund episode out as soon as I can. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.